what an American thinks about Suriname. Went to Suriname for a couple of days, like 10 years ago. Took the bus across, that little car across to the mid-central city, Paramaribo, and then back. Suriname was part of the Netherlands until recently. It is not a very big capital city, really small. It's like a town. It's a town of a capital city. And when I was there, I was hanging out with some American dude who went down there because he had a friend down there. And the American guy went up and was looking at these flowers across the street, and the lady freaked out. The waitress was like, "Oh no, where's he going? Where's he going?" I was like, "Oh, he's just looking at the flowers." She's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't want him to leave and have to pay." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, tourists, they come and they leave, but they don't pay, and I had to pay." Because he didn't pay. And I was like, that's weird. I wonder what kind of tourists come. Like American tourists like him? She's like, yeah. It's weird. I thought that was weird. First time I'd ever seen anything like that. But they had a McDonald's there. They had a mosque right next to a church. Let's see. The church was supposed to be really big too, like the biggest wooden church in the world. Looked pretty big. Looked really dilapidated too, like it was about to fall over. And it hadn't been painted since it was made. Yeah, they had the Dutch architecture there, those buildings made from back in the Dutchan days, and they looked old and dilapidated. I asked one guy where I couldn't get any money while I was there. It was one of only 2 countries I've ever seen where I couldn't get any money for my credit card. The other being Lhasa, Tibet. And so I had to use the cash that I had to get the bus ride back, and then to get something to eat, I had to find a place that would take my card, but I had to spend a certain amount of money. So I went to some like nice resort place, and I asked some dude where it was, and he was all pissed off at me. He didn't want to tell me. He's like, "You pay me money before I tell you." I was like, "All right, whatever. I think it's down here." But yeah. So I had dinner there, and then got up really early the next morning. But I think they speak Dutch there, and the guy on my car, we had a misunderstanding. I was like, "Is it this much money all the way to where you get the ferry?" And he said, "Yeah." But then he only took me a part of the way, so then I had to pay again to go the rest of the way. So I think it was a misunderstanding, though, because the other people paid the same price I did all the way to get all the way to the place, to the ferry, but I was in a car, so maybe the car they charge you less because you don't have to pack in with a big minivan. I don't know, but yeah, he didn't speak any English. They weren't so good at the English over there. Just they're like Dutch, which is weird. Bunch of black people speaking Dutch in the middle of nowhere. But they didn't seem very happy, and they didn't seem very wealthy. It didn't seem like a very good place to be. These people are like they're sequestered, you know. They can't go anywhere. They can't communicate with anybody near them, and it's just them in their own little enclave. Guyana seemed like that too. What would be best for them is to get annexed by the home country so they can fly back and forth. It seems like it'd be a good deal for everybody because it's, you know, different weather from Northern Europe. You know, you'd think people would want to go experience both of that. But whatever, they're independent countries now, so that's what I think of Suriname.